And what I quickly found out is I was the worst teller they had and lousy with the operations, but I was really good at sales and numbers and financials. So they said, "You seem like a lender to me."
Welcome to the show today.
Thank you for having me. Looking forward to the conversation.
Hey, give us a little background on how you got started in finance and working with credit unions.
Sure. Back in my days out of college, I started working for a community bank. And what I quickly found out is I was the worst teller they had and lousy with the operations, but I was really good at sales and numbers and financials. So they said, "You seem like a lender to me." Started to cut my teeth in commercial lending and asset-based lending and real estate lending. And then I was working for where we consulted with banks all over the country on different commercial financing. Then after 9/11, virtually the company I was working for just about collapsed overnight. And I said, you know what? I'd really like community banking, community lending, and started to look around. And it was about that time there was this new thing that the law was passed where credit unions could start to do commercial lending. And at the time, the only thing that I knew about credit unions was that my father used to always say, "I love my credit union at the factory, and they're reliable to get loans." So I took a leap of faith and started up at a credit union 20 years ago when the industry was virtually at zero. And it's been a crazy ride ever since. And today, credit unions are the best unkept secret for accessing money for real estate investors.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that. And we just very recently started working with credit unions, and it was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, it's been really, really cool. And so I think it is maybe one of the best kept secrets, maybe. But why should someone consider a credit union versus maybe a traditional loan broker?
Sure. And I'm not immune to the fact that my money spends the same as every other money. My dollar is the same as every other dollar. And, if you think about it, nobody's out on the streets protesting against their local credit unions. They generally have a nice relationship with them and a favorable opinion. But I would bet 90% of the people don't really know what a credit union is underneath. And what a credit union is it's a not-for-profit financial cooperative. It doesn't have stockholders. It has a board that's elected by the membership, but the money and the whole function is really run for the membership, for the benefit of the local community and the members. We have tellers, we have drive-throughs, we have ATMs, and we have all of those other pieces. But it's really that philosophy. And I like to say, if I went to a bank, I'd probably get fired in the first week because I tend to be more relaxed and easygoing and conversational. Where I like to come up with a nice win-win solution. And that's really kind of that credit union philosophy of people helping people. 25 years ago, 30 years ago, every town had First National Bank of whatever town you were in with the big bank on the corner, and everybody knew their local banker. Well, unfortunately, those days are gone. And credit unions are really that replacement of today's community bank where you can access your lender, you can go in and have that conversation and access the decision makers.
Yeah, I actually love, Mark, that I've worked with credit unions before. And in fact, we have a really amazing credit union out of Alabama that we're working with right now. And I think it's something people don't think about or utilize enough. And maybe it's because they don't consider it as a way to get funding for their deals, or maybe they just don't know about it. I'm not really sure. Maybe sometimes you see with the credit unions out there that, they don't have access, and this is the same with smaller banks as well. The technology maybe isn't up to speed at the same level like a Chase or a Bank of America or whatever. So, people don't go down that path. But what would you do is something really unique and specific that you actually help facilitate those credit unions to get them more up to speed. And so talk up to us a little bit about that.
Sure. Yeah, we're kind of unique in this industry in that I am the CEO of MBFS. And one way to think about us is that all years ago, all of these credit unions started to get into commercial lending, different real estate investment lending. Well, instead of every credit union going out there and hiring their own commercial lending, building their own, buying their own software system, having all of the credit analysts and back office, the credit union is a cooperative industry, but it's also a cooperative industry among themselves. So they form these companies throughout the United States. MBFS is owned by credit unions for credit unions and their members. And instead of, there's over 5,000 credit unions in America today. It could take a lot of time to hunt and peck through all of these different credit unions. Well, you can go to somebody like us and have access to over 75 different credit unions, and we'll help place you with the best credit unions and facilitate that loan. And I don't like, some people have said, oh, are you a broker? No, we're really that agent that acts on behalf of the credit union for their members and for the people. And also credit unions tend to be more regional in aspect. There are a few national credit unions, but that number you could probably count on two hands. So we help broker and bring deals together. We just had somebody who was in Pittsburgh and buying a $16 million property in Florida. Well, we work with credit unions in Pittsburgh and we work with credit unions in Florida, and we're able to bring everybody together and get the deal done in one seamless transaction because we have credit unions all throughout the country and can help them facilitate with each other. And most credit unions have that profile of what you would consider a small community bank. So maybe they don't have the financial resources to fund large-scale real estate investments, even though you may have that local account at your credit union and like the people. Well, we help participate and syndicate the deal together. So as far as you're concerned, you're getting your money from your local credit union and you can be happy with that deal.